So guys, to make the clock a bit thicker, I just glued on 10mm strips of Kiat. I'm now just going to trim the worst of the overhang off on the bandsaw, and then use the flush trim bit to flush trim everything flush. Let's get it done. So guys, while I'm waiting for the glue to dry on the clock, I'm going to continue with the other side. I've just put it through the planer and took off 0.5 millimeter, and as you can see, it took away most of the overflow resin and it's nice and smooth everywhere. I'm now going to start with the sander, the orbital sander, and take it through the grids from a 120 to a 320. Once that is done, I'll send a picture to the customer, ask them if they want a round over or a chamfer or something on the border. Once that is done, we'll polyurethane varnish it. So let me get through the sanding grids on this while we're waiting for that. So guys, that's the first of 3 coats done. I've first done the back, sides, and then flipped it over and done varnished the front. I just varnish it with polyurethane satin finish. So it's not a gloss, it's just a nice shine to it. I think the color is coming out very nicely now. I will leave it to dry. Give it a quick flat with a 320 or a 400. Give it the second and the third coat. Almost done. So guys, now we're waiting for that one to dry. I'm going to continue with this one. I spoke to this customer, sent her a photo, and I asked her if I can chamfer the border a little bit, just to break the corner, and she's happy with that. That customer didn't want a chamfer, they just wanted square like that. They like that. So I'm going to disassemble this now quickly again. Do a small little chamfer on both sides, front and back, and show you what that looks like. So guys, I just filled up some holes that was on the sides with some wood filler. Then gave it a quick coat of the polyurethane back and then front and sides. I will leave it now to dry, and then we'll give it a flat with a 400 and then give it 2 final coats. Clock is almost done. So guys, so that you don't think I'm not doing anything, we're also digging foundations, as you can see. What I've done is I cut myself just a story stick, 600 millimeters long, and then marked my center for 300. So we make our foundations 600 wide and 600 deep. We're not going to pour 600 deep. We're only going to pour 400 millimeters deep and then build it out when you do the foundations, after the floor. So we are now at the moment busy binding the steel together quickly to put the steel in, because tomorrow morning early I want to start and pour the foundations. So if there's not too much going on in the wood shop, you know what else I'm doing. Guys, we got the metal foundation, or the metal reinforcing in the foundations everywhere. So what's going to happen now is I've put pegs in every now and then, and that is to determine my height and my spirit level right around. So my minimum depth on all of them is 400 millimeters, but I want to try to get onto that level of that brick there, so that when I start building, I got 4 courses to build up to floor level, so that we can start filling up and compacting the floor. So for today, the most important part is the height of those pegs that I've put right around. Everywhere you'll see I've put pegs on a spirit level, and that's the height or the depth that we're going to pour the concrete. So I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. But we're going to start mixing now and pouring the concrete. Guys, just to bring you up to date on how we make the mix, we do 5 buckets of sand and stone. In other words, 2.5 sand, 2.5 stone, and then 1 bucket of cement with 20 liters of water. And that should give us then a 25 MPa mix according to the South African national standards. And So we're trying to keep our buckets, we don't mix with a spade, because I really want to keep this foundation as solid as possible. So guys, that's now the clock done. 3 coats of polyurethane, the little name plates glued down, and I've put a hook on the back to hang it up on. Customer is very happy. Another project done. So guys, sorry, there didn't happen very much in the wood shop this week. At least I finished the sign and the clock. There's another 2 signs we must do, but hopefully I'll get to that next week. As you can see, I'm also busy pouring foundations and doing an addition to the house. Tell me if you like to see that, then I'll put some more of that in as we build. For next week, we've got a restoration to do and hopefully 2 boards. And then on the foundation or on the earthworks outside, we won't do too much next week. Maybe by next weekend we'll do something there. Depends on what my budget allows. Building at the moment is ridiculously expensive. And most of it is due to diesel prices, because if they bring you some sand and stone, they charge you extra because it's diesel. It's almost double the price it was a year ago. And so yeah, it's expensive. Every time they must deliver something, when I had the steel delivered, the delivery charges is ridiculous. And it's something I can't do with my little truck. I only got a little NP200, it's half ton. So it's too small for that type of stuff. Other than that, guys, I promise you, by the time you watch this video tomorrow, I'll be as stiff as a scroll saw blade under tension. I haven't done pouring foundations in about 20 years. I've done this when I was much younger. And I'm telling you, this body is not used to that anymore. So, yes, good exercise. But tell me if you like it, then we'll show you some more of that. So guys, it was a nice week. Stay safe, stay healthy, make some dust. See you next week.